Welcome to the Becoming an Admin podcast brought to you by our friends at Subird, First Touch, and the Admin Arena. Our guest today is Erik Hooijer. Erik has been with HubSpot, worked with HubSpot since 2012, and is a co-founder of Pack of Nodes, a collective of HubSpot experts that help companies in building serious revenue engines on HubSpot. His work sits at the intersection of CRM architecture and RevOps, turning HubSpot from just a database into a system that compounds. Very excited about this conversation. Let's get to it.
Tuning in to another episode of Becoming an Admin. Today we have on Erik Hooijer. Erik is a man who is larger than life, and we are going to be covering some really exciting topics. So Erik, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Now, before we get to all the fun stuff, for those who haven't been following you, tell everyone a little bit about your HubSpot journey and how you got to where you are today in the HubSpot ecosystem.
Cool. Yeah, let's do that. So me and HubSpot, we go back to 2012. And I would say ever in my professional life, have I ever worked with HubSpot in jobs at companies where I either introduced it or came there because they had it. Often like as an employee, and then found out I like projects a lot. So then made the switch over to the partner side, also referred to as the orange side. That's so that happened. I think about 2 years ago. Became a tiny partner provider, so to say, and then last year I think a talk happened within the WhatsApp HubSpot community that we have in the Netherlands. It was between freelancers, and we're like, yeah, we might do something together, and that resulted in Pack of Nodes, which was started this year. And by now we're climbing through the ranks and growing ever faster. So that's going well. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us more about Pack of Nodes. Kind of what you guys are really kind of targeting, what you're hoping to accomplish with Pack of Nodes. Tell us more about it.
Yeah. So what we see and still do see, I think, is the large divide between freelancers and agencies. Freelancers, on the one hand, are something that companies would like to have because they can go deep on a certain topic. They know all there is to know about this company or client that they're helping. And so that's a lot of the advantages there on the freelancer side. A problem can be like this one person needs vacation as well, or something can happen to them. And then, they're not redundant, right? So you cannot replace them. Or you need to work someone in from scratch. Stuff is not often documented because they have their own way of working. And so, that's where an agency often comes in. They have backup plans and they have other people. But we see a drawback there as well on the agency side. So what you often see is, the margin creep that's happening. So a senior needs to come in, scope the project, do the solution, and then they're selling it, and then a junior has to execute it, or it's being offshored or outsourced to other agencies on the back end. And the client, whether they know this or not, they're on the losing end of this. So what we thought is like, it doesn't have to be a divide. You don't have to position freelancers against agencies. What I think is it's possible to bridge that gap and then sit somewhere in the middle. So we found a cooperative, which is sort of a collective of freelancers, where we have a lead node that does the work, and then they can involve other specialists when needed. That's a bit how we do it. We share knowledge, so we have a team, we have backup, we have team outings. So we have the colleagues that we never had, we now do have.
I love that.
And then what's not to like, right? So we have our WhatsApp community. There's 20 people in there now, and then there's a core team of founder nodes, and that's about 8 people that officially went to the notary and did like the entity, the official entity. How do you call it? Like make the company official.
Yeah.
So that's what we did, and then we're growing in the sense that I can say that we're gold partner since half March. And
congratulations.
we hope to be platinum soon, or hope to announce officially platinum soon. I'm not sure when this one is coming out, but it's always happening on the 15th of the month. So So we're good there.
I love that.
Yeah.
You've created a community within a community. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, because it was a lot of work. Let's not.
Of course.
Yeah.
Community building is not for the faint of heart. I will tell you that.
Definitely not.
As you approach with that kind of, what's the word I want? Not theory. We'll go with theory right now. As you approach that practice of a collective of specialists, are you finding that more clients are looking for AI-driven solutions, and how is that kind of affecting what you see as the traditional agency versus this collective model that you've created with Pack of Nodes?
Right. So AI is having an enormous effect, of course, also on the margin creep that I was mentioning before on the agency side, because you have these clients that think they can build something themselves. I would say they go even as far as to say that they can vibe code a CRM. Well, best of luck, of course. We've heard that one before. It does well on LinkedIn. Let's put it that way. But now, so to have a proper, well, I think what Dharmesh is calling it a GTM substrata. So to have it proper run, and then an AI can run maybe your HubSpot. Well, that can happen, but you need to have the knowledge of how your processes work, if they're properly mapped. So to understand your entire GTM engine, to have that, it's not for the faint of heart, I would say. But so this how this AI would impact us. We're using it. We're certified. I think on the Breeze aspect, and then I would say the Netherlands is not often used at clients yet. So we're looking for a good case study to implement this, or someone who's willing to try this new model of doing like a pay by the prospect or pay by the resolution. So that's just out, and then of course we're happy to experiment with this.
So I'm really curious, because given that Pack of Nodes is a collective of experts and community members who are coming together to bridge the gap between this agency freelance model, and HubSpot recently, as many of us know, closed down their, call it, freelancing program.
Yeah.
How has that either affected Pack of Nodes or the people who are coming to work with you internally, or the clients that are coming to you at Pack of Nodes?
Yeah, so what we saw, this was, we started the initiative before, but we were happy that we had this because it's our way of binding us even more together, I would say. So as I was a provider, I'm merging now into the collective. So bringing over my clients and informing them, and then transitioning them. So we're actively in the process of doing that. Which is our way of maintaining that relationship with the client, and throughout this shared portal we can still access those clients. So that's for our end, it's good. We have some international people also that are joining us and then bringing maybe their business as well. So we have to think of scenarios that we can do before the program is being sunsetted. And it's a development that always happens in partner channels, and that you need to be aware of. And then don't build your business on higher ground, they say. But I've been betting my career on the orange sprocket since for 14 years now, and then it's not been a bad way of doing it. Yeah.
I'd love to hear your thoughts on an admin, if they're thinking about going independent, when they should join an agency, or if they should look into joining a collective like you've created with Pack of Nodes. What advice would you give them if they're kind of in that crossroads of their career?
If I'm biased, come talk to me.
I love this question because it's something I grapple with myself.
Eric, you said if you're biased, come to you.
No, it's definitely biased when I'm saying they should talk to me. I'm the one who's responsible for new recruits or new nodes, next to the relationship with HubSpot. So I'm often in touch with the partner development manager. But at the same time, people are free to start their own collectives. For now, we're a bit capping like a bit on the Western Europe side. So if the people are based in countries with the same legal jurisdiction in Europe, then they can easily join. We're not crossing the pond yet, but we're maybe thinking eventually doing this. But it's also, you have to be able to stand on your own 2 feet, right? And to maintain your business. A lot of our pipelines currently is still Dutch. but we're looking also to add international clients. And then some don't care if they're serviced by someone who just speaks English. If they do it properly, then it's okay. But yeah, it's so. And then if you're an admin, if you're looking to go freelance, it will be much harder, I believe. So maybe try to join a good agency that is of good speaking, of good name, or try to join us. We are saying that people need to have like 5 years of HubSpot expertise or demonstrable proof, because some people grow really fast. But yeah, that you can show a little bit of what you're doing, like have a bit of a portfolio. So that's how we, and then we have a process where people speak to me often at first, and then they fill out a questionnaire in what they're good at. Then they speak to 2 other nodes, and then we lay it in front of the collective, like, do we want to add this person? And then after that, there's a trial period from half a year, and you can feel the waters a bit, and then it's a 2-sided decision if people want to stay. So whether they want to stay and whether we want them to stay, and then they become a full node, so also co-owner, and they share in the benefits.
I'm really curious because you have a really talented team of people that you work with and that work with you. And a phrase that I've heard you say is the brain, not the brand. Tell me what that means for you and for the pack of nodes.
Yeah. So what we often see is like also on platforms like LinkedIn, that the brand is getting pushed back. Like you have to pay to play in order to show up in results. So it's nice to have a company follower, to have a page follower, and to put some content there now every once in a while. But what we more see is that the individual takes of people are much more being read, being commented on, and that it's a people-to-people business. People do business with people. It is so obvious. And then when I see a post of someone who's asking, for example, for a HubSpot developer, I'm pulling in my colleague Marique, and I'm tagging her. Or if they need a data specialist, I'm tagging Erik. So we have our go-to experts that we're tagging below the post, and then they can speak to the person, and then they happen to see that we're in the same collective. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, we're tagging the collective sometimes too. But I think the brain and what people are sharing themselves, things they've learned, and also in platforms like these, like in a podcast or in a that's much more important. So a personal brand over a company brand 100% of the time.
I love that statement so much. I think a personal brand is so powerful, and if you invest in it, it will pay back dividends.
Absolutely.
It really does. And what tips or feedback do you have for somebody who is employed at a company or they're at an agency and they want to build their personal brand?
Find your niche, and that's like find your thing, your shtick in HubSpot, because there's so many ways to go. Like, are you the one doing the process mapping? Then I'll dive deep on that and do a whiteboarding exercise. Dare to go live, I would say, or dare to do it like in a recording or something. And I don't do this enough. But when I see something, a new feature, try to demo it, record a little bit of a Loom or video, and put that on LinkedIn. And you'll find people that are interested in it. You might get comments that are having you think twice, but you always grow from it.
So speaking on sorry, Cameron. I was
going to say, I think that's great advice.
That is excellent advice.
Don't try to be everything for everyone. And I fell in this trap way too much. Like, oh yeah, you need something like that. Oh, I can do that for you. Probably there's someone who can do it better. So I'm more on the referring side now, and then there will always be stuff for me to do. People will remember you if you've pointed them to the right resources.
It's the trap of the yes, that's for sure. Speaking of kind of niching down and tying it back to your collective, which I'm fascinated by that concept. Do you approach the collective as being a niche overall, or are you looking for people that have niches that complement each other?
So you mean as for our ICP, or like who we're focusing on?
For who you're focusing on working with you?
Yeah, so we, especially when we go international, we have a bit of a strict quality filter, and like we're only going to add people that are of a certain name and standing. So they have to share basically about what they're doing, and preferably already for a while on LinkedIn or on communities. So that's how we're adding new people, because we can see the activities that they've done either on the community or on the idea forum or on Hugs or those kind of platforms. Yeah.
It ties that right back to that personal brand. So listeners, definitely start doing personal branding. It's a little scary. So what advice would you give someone that hasn't really put themselves out there, but they want to? Where should they start?
Yeah, so it can vary. Like if video is not your thing, and I'm always not very keen to hear myself back or see myself back on video. That's not a thing that I like. So I'm going into the written content often when I can. Like recently, I published a piece on Salesforce and HubSpot going headless or agentic, and then I tried to do a deep dive on that topic, and then that's more my thing, I would say. But yeah, try to switch it up every once in a while and see if you can expand on those topics, and then again pick your niche. Always important, and associate with the same people, or that have there's WhatsApp groups for everything, but you just have to find them, or you can start your own community on HubSpot or on AI or like whatever your thing is, and then you can go deep and find like-minded nerds. Because you have to be a little bit of a nerd.
I love that. I think absolutely you have to be a little bit of a nerd.
It's just like when I got my first phone, I had to find out all of the options, like all of the settings. I cannot do it anymore. Like it was a Nokia back then, but yeah.
Probably still works, honestly. The Nokia has never died.
Oh no!
So I think that's actually, it's really very relevant. Even if we think about you learning all the settings of a Nokia, and then you learn all the settings of a new smartphone. It's kind of similar to being a HubSpot admin, because there's so much to learn, so much to do. What advice do you have to an admin who is stuck and wants to get to that next level, wherever they may be?
So then I would always say, try the mentorship program. I'm in there. I'm mentoring one person at this time, and they're very happy with this. And there's other people that mentor as well. They're sharing not always the perfect solution to your answer or answer to your problem right away, but they're sharing thought experiments and like ways to find out if you can find this as an answer. So if you're stuck, try getting unstuck there, or find a real life mentor. But there's this platform called Mentor Loop, and it's by the HubSpot developer, I think, platform or something. And they're combining people there, creating a safe environment to share and grow. So that's one thing I would advise. Yeah, for sure. And then, of course, you can do the academy. You can try to stay up to date with 1,000 updates in a year. It will be challenging. Yeah.
Which really comes back to the find your niche.
Yes. Go deep on one thing rather than 100 things, because you have to be T-shaped, as they call it. So a vertical where you go very deep, and you can be broad on a lot of things, but your thing is your T. Yeah.
I love that.
Do you think that a HubSpot admin can be successful if they don't master AI and Breeze and all of those agentic related features that have come out?
Not for long, I think. Like on the HubSpot side, it's the future. I get also that they're calling it an agentic customer platform now. I must say, in practice, not all the clients are there yet, mentally or in their business practice. But who knows what's going to happen in a couple of years? So to be future-proof, you have to dive in it, or let's put like a little toe in the water at least, and see what it's about. And I see, if you follow the right people, like Kyle Jepsen, for example, on LinkedIn, you see him trying it as well. I think a couple of weeks ago, he tried quizzing himself using Breeze on his HubSpot knowledge, and that was just such a fun way of using it, and to see like, wow, if I do it this way, I'm probably not going to get his grades. But yeah, you can give yourself a multiple choice quiz, I suppose, and then see if you really grasp a topic or a hub or a subject. Yeah. It looks like you're frozen on this side, Cameron.
Possibly. I think he might be a little bit.
So you
We
take
love technology.
Don't we?
It's just he was so blown away by the answer that can't even move. So I do have a couple of rapid fire questions that we like to ask at the end of our podcast. So are we ready for that, Erik?
Let's go.
All right. When you start your day, when you log into the morning, what is the first window that you open?
That would be my Chrome window, and it's always remembering where I was the last time. So I always put the settings like that, because and then whatever project I was working on, I see it back. But I have tab groups also, so I have stuff that I can go back to, like inbox, calendar, our Notion or whatever that we have. So
I love that.
Yeah.
If you could wave a magic wand and force HubSpot to build you anything, and it would be ready tomorrow morning, what would that be?
So I think a magic wand, right? Well, I've always said that eventually they're gonna go full blown ERP. It will not make it more easy, but like when they do, because they're adding finance, and then if you can make custom objects, you can make any business process. So it's a CRM now. It used to be a marketing automation platform back in the day. Then came CRM. So if we're thinking big, we can go ERP. I'm not sure I'm going to have to wish for this, because it will not make it easier. But it's something I strategically think they should go aim for.
Awesome. I might be frozen now, but custom object or custom workflow, which is better?
Depends. That's the consultancy answer all the time, right?
Depends. Okay.
I think that's actually a fair answer.
Depends.
First time we've had that one come up.
I mean, that is the first time I've gotten a depends, so that's why it shocked me. Some people
this default consultancy answer, it depends. Like I'm gonna need more context, more like what's the scenario you're trying to solve for.
Very fair. Very, very fair. All right, Erik, thank you so much for joining us. If people want to follow you, connect with you, where can they find you?
I'm going to be on LinkedIn at Erik Hooijer. And then, wherever I am, also on Slack and those kind of things. But that's it.
All right, perfect.
Erik, thank you for joining us today. And for those who are not only following you, but for following the Admin Arena, you can catch Erik in season 2 of the Admin Arena coming out shortly. Thank you, Erik, for joining us today.
Yeah.
Good luck in the games.
Thank you.
Good luck in the arena.